one on the foot of the bed, nothing like in between us, two big we only had a double bed.
Well, Darcy's big cat.
Oh.
They don't have anything in, so you're right in cat.
It's right there. Can't.
That's what, that's what, this would be the same, now they want the middle of the bed.
I haven't seen him in ages. I don't know.
I sent Shelley a note to see if she knew where he was. She had never lied as it was.
Let's finish the home.
We're on.
They're in.
She used to cry.
So we're starting at home. The Congo Church property, we just bought a lot. Yeah.
And I'm sure any of his kittens, when they're 8 months old, they're waiting.
And then on to that is a big.
Given the opportunity.
Well, that we've got the ball.
The time is 6:32. With us this evening is Craig Schulte,
Time to eat.
Jill Lewis, myself, Michael Gary, Mike Roth,
I wouldn't.
and Kim Van Beck, Attorney
But
Gavin.
I'd like it at
Gil.
6:15 rather try to think of
And with that, we're ready to roll. Next up, open forum. Is anyone here this evening for open forum? I think I know the answer to this, but so I'm going to say no, nobody is. We'll move on from that to the consent agenda. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at that? Does anyone want to make any changes or motion? Okay,
I would second that.
all right. All in favor of the consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye. Craig, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
I
sorry.
jingled somebody.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. Alright, my bad. Okay, so on to new business with that, and I did not write down page numbers, which I'm gonna do. So, oops, I went past it, I can see it, there it is.
Page 18 on my back.
I have the small silver, I tried to use my left hand, and it did not work. Okay, you just said 18, right?
Yep.
Alright, so page 18, resolution 2026-03, Hamilton Habitat setback variance. Michael.
Yeah, so, I believe right over the agenda, so pretty clear, we're looking at 7.5 feet change from the 25-foot setback off the back there. The one thing that I think is kind of a salient point here is that if you look at the positioning of the proposed building and the one that's there on the north side of the property, they'll actually be in similar alignment to the rear yard setback. That is kind of about where they are. So that's just one thing I thought that was good to spell out.
Say that again.
So the back of that house on the north side.
This
Right
one?
there, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it'll be, they'll be about parallel with each other, the rear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that is good to know. I mean, it's 7.5 feet, which I don't feel is the end of the world, especially with, with the church being fully aware of like what's going on here, and we've sold you this property, and we want you to build here. And being a church, it's not just a neighbor, it's that church that law. So it seems like, okay, I can see through that change. The one thing also was that the lay of the land there that it's mentioned in the packet, but just to pull it out there is that it kind of drops off and there's kind of a drainage on the right hand side.
I walk through it a lot.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
as the crow flies.
Yeah, okay, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
so that made sense as to why, reducing the layout of the building would make sense. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions, comments? Or either Michael or Hamilton Habitat?
Yeah, I would make a motion unless other people, unless you have questions.
I don't.
motion to approve resolution 2026-03, the Hamilton Habitat setback variance.
Is there a second for that?
I'll second it.
Alright, very good. Any questions, no? Conversation is light, alright. All in favor of resolution 2026-03, Hamilton that's too many H's in a row.
I know, it's,
Hamilton Habitat setback variance. Aye. Alright, and with that,
Thank you.
there you go, thank you.
take care, buddy.
Alright.
I'm Steve, and I'm really hungry.
Did
It's really
you say you're
important.
going home for
Thank
dinner?
you.
Is that what I heard?
I think so.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is Arrowhead Animal Rescue. Now we got two A's going. Building completion budget, Phil, would you like to? You've been working with them.
Oh, it's been a long slog.
Have an update to add before you jump in.
Oh.
This is pretty fresh that we have this cost estimate at all. But we received another quote today for work that was a little bit less.
Yeah, I saw that.
So just wanna make sure everybody's aware of that as well.
But that's not
So
in here.
it's
It's not in the packet.
Okay.
Do we need to see that before, or do we need to pause this conversation?
We do not. Don't have to pause it, I mean, I
No.
think that what is the quote, it was, for $77,000, and it was from Berglund Excavating to do, a similar work, so what both scopes would be is to remove the trailers from the pad that they're on right now, clean the pad up, put a slab on top of it, a concrete slab, bring the trailers back, level them, place them on foundation, probably wood, connect them together, fix the roof where it comes together, and now we have a building that Arrowhead Animal Rescue can move into and begin to turn the inside into the animal pound.
Yay.
So it's everything on the list, which right now is $100,044 down to,
77.
and what is the difference, if any, between the two
I think
bidders
that
as
there's,
far as,
it's really hard to say there's a difference in the final product. I think they end up in the same place. So it's probably
insurance
just,
wise, time wise?
well, I think the 100,000 would happen faster. And so that's from Crawford Excavating, and they've said that they can come in and do the project. The quicker we could give them the go ahead, the better, because otherwise their window might close. From Berglund, their concrete contractor said it might be later in the summer when they get to do the slab. So it might be a couple months wait. So I think that's probably the most important distinction between the two.
And Crawford did a lot of the initial work, right?
He did all the site work and moved the trailers. So I think he's done everything thus far on the site.
Does that familiarity make a difference or no? To work getting done efficiently?
I think there's some risk associated with someone moving on the site that doesn't know what he's done, which is probably why we've had a harder time getting folks interested in talking about the work. But I don't believe that either company would have any difficulty doing the job. So Berglund knows what they're getting into and had some concerns about the site that they intend to address as a part of their quotes. I think there's no reason we wouldn't, unless we want this work done now, no reason we wouldn't take the savings.
Well, whose real decision is that? Does that really sit with animal? Is that the AAR?
That's a good transition to why is this on your agenda at all?
Yeah.
Because 100,000 or 77,000 is more than they currently have. to complete the work and continue to do the rest of the project. So they're here with a request for financial assistance. So I suppose if you're interested in providing financial assistance, then it's a joint decision on who to go with.
And I'm sorry, we're having a hard time hearing, so if you just asked me to say something, I couldn't, it's very hard to hear.
Why don't you two come on up?
Okay.
Yeah. You said 77?
Yeah.
70, yeah, it's,
I think it was 76.
76.5.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Thanks. Take this one. Thank you.
Did you? Oh, I see, okay, 76.5, alright. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't think that either one of them would have a tough time having success. I mean, the one that we just got from Bergland's, it's a little later in the summer, and Eric said, what, by late summer?
Yeah, and I mean, that's not a date, right?
No, it's
So
not a date.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, what do you guys feel, cause I, on my side, I'm like, God, we've been doing this a long time.
We've been waiting for a long time, but it is money, and as we talked to Mike, we've already, the reason I handed this out is because you'll see on the second page, the first page is dated because when I originally put this together, it was because we were thinking of the Crawford quote. But the second page, you'll see the dollars that have already gone into this project, both our dollars and your dollars and the county dollars. So there's been a lot of money expended already. If we can save money and we can feel that this money, the end project is going to be good and we can move in and it's going to be a couple of months, it makes sense to save some money because we have spent a lot already. And we have donor money ready for us to use. We'll have to raise some more to do the inside of the house. So if we can save some money, it sounds like a good deal. And they have visited the site, right? They've looked at the trailers. They understand what they're doing. They're local people who have been around a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not a contractor, but I can say that, $25,000 is a lot of money.
I've seen that second page, but I haven't seen it. The
So
second
if you could
page,
split it with us, it would be great.
is it in there? I've seen it. The total budget that Pat's talking about.
I haven't seen that, no.
Oh, I thought we saw it in something else.
What? I'm sorry. Oh,
That's what you want.
it's over there. Your copy's there, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, I thought we'd already seen this one at a time, outside of you passing this up, but never mind, I'm good. Okay. So then the discussion returns back. Okay, so AAR wants to go with the lower quote. Sounds like that's,
Yeah, I mean, if that's
okay.
works for us, or works for me.
So then we wanna relook potentially at the funding amounts. That's like you said, almost $24,000 savings.
Yep, it's 77.5 from one quote and $100,044 from another.
Okay.
I'm doing math right now.
Thank you.
Let's see. Did you have other things you wanted to say, Bill, or Mike?
Well, I think they're showing a willingness to partner on this and save some money, and even though it's been a really long time, to just extend it a bit more to do the best they can for all involved parties.
It has been a very long time. This project would still be well less than one of your earlier quotes for a new building, for for sure, some of the early
Yeah.
numbers that we looked at. We're certainly not, we want this done. And, the county did contribute just to help play ball on this,
Put it in the
so, yeah,
Was that 25 and 25,
yeah,
about 2 years ago?
mhm.
Yeah.
And then the property, so,
So,
Yeah.
are those dollars, are those the dollars that we're using now, or those dollars are spent?
Those are gone.
Those are
Yeah.
fine.
Yes.
So those are the spent dollars. Is there any sense that, the county would be interested in helping anymore? No, I can't just.
I hate to negotiate against ourselves, right? You can always ask.
Right, I just,
I haven't talked to them,
That's fine.
the county.
Oh.
And the dollars, and do we have dollars already set aside for this?
You don't have them set aside, but do you have dollars is the question I would ask.
Well, our dollars are your dollars.
It's just a question of what you, if this is a priority and needs to get done.
So the ask is to split that 77.5 or to
Yes.
throw another 50,000?
that's what I'm
Split the
doing,
same.
Half of the 7
is taking that
Take the
out.
lower bid
Yeah.
and splitting it in half.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is roughly 38 to 28, so I don't know if I did my math completely wrong, but that's where it would sit then. Does that sound right, Bill? We'll check me on that one.
Yeah.
38,750.
38 and 250.
250? Thank you. Came out a little bit low on that one. Alright. Would anyone like to make a motion for that funding amount?
I would make a motion to, for the
250?
38,250.
Waiting for Kim to go, yeah, she said it right.
38,250.
I would second that, I think it's time that we move it along
Oh, it's
and cooperate and get it done.
Alright,
And this completes, or this handles everything that needs to be done. I mean, I'm reading this, that's a slab and moving the buildings and
We feel comfortable that it should take care of the issue, right, Mike?
What it gets us is the trailers are sitting on their wheels right now,
Yeah.
separate from each other. And when this is done, they'll be on a foundation, on a slab, connected together in one building again.
Okay.
So there's still a lot of work to do after that before it's usable, but it's a building and we can give it to AAR for their use. And they can go inside and start making preparations to bring animals in there. So it'll bring us to that point where the city's active role in it starts to back off. And we can just hand it over and it's actually useful for the volunteer group. They can get in there and start getting it ready.
so at this point that am I right to say that at that point then the city's investment is 63,250? And just taking the 25 from before, or am I missing some math?
That sounds right, cash wise, yeah.
Alright, so at this point, I think that's a very good investment for something that's been on the agenda since I started here.
Yeah, what year was that?
Yeah,
Tore that down, we don't need to.
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
We don't need to go there.
We talked about putting it up and having it put together when we got the public works garage done. I mean, it's been a conversation for a long time. So I think at that point, this is a good deal. Alright, all in favor of dollars to finish the physical piece of this property and get it in place and put together on a foundation in the amount of $38,250. You have a little bit of wiggle room. Our math is off. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very
Very
much.
good, thank you
Great.
very much.
Thanks, Mike, for your work.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, next up, boulevards, Highway 61. This is a conversation we've been having for a while as well. So Mike and I have been talking about it this spring a bit, and I asked him to check with SS Labor or a quote, because that's what we talked about as one of the potential options, as opposed to in-house work. And then the thought also came that, you know, how far out do we want this to extend?
Right.
Mike had shown the two options you're looking at now. So I got back in my car and I went back up to the top of the hill, and I started with the Forest Service and worked my way down and checked with the different owners. And what I quickly realized is up in that space, most of those people have significant grounds, unlike downtown business owners. So the Forest Service said, we don't have the money to contract that out, and they have grass all over back there. So they said, we just do it as we can up there, and we do the boulevard. It's just what we do. And then, of course, we hit city property. There were a couple stretches in between there where there's some little boulevard grass, but they are sitting in front of driveways for which the property owner is, for the most part, way down. It's like a road down to like houses, and I don't think anything's downing on them about that. I stopped, let's see, some of it looked like it was okay. Didn't go by Scruffy Dog. And they weren't open. But the radio takes care of it. They also have significant grass. They used to share with Northern Wilds, but they split, so they do their own. But once again, they have additional grass. Northern Wilds contracts with SS Labor, and they also have huge amounts of grass besides that little bit. There really isn't anything at the lumberyard. They said they just have a small patch in the driveway, and they're fine with it. And then the next owner, Gina Nelson, does have significant grass as well, you know, property up along with their boulevard. Then there's a long stretch for which there's nothing. It's just cement. And then a small patch, and then you butt it up to the park before you hit 8th. So I thought that felt different than being downtown with business owners who, for the most part, do not have anything other than a little boulevard. They're not gonna keep a lawnmower down there, they're not, you know.
Yeah.
And SS Labor already has quite a few contracts along that strip. If we're interested in going this direction, I mean, they already do Johnson's Foods, they already do the Dairy Queen, Visit Cook County and Box Vets all together. I don't think they have others. And then part of the issue, of course, which is spelled out in this, was the fact that even if you are mowing this main strip, which has more visibility, I think, it is really the downtown piece. If you don't do it at the same time, it looks like it's not really getting done. Now, I know we already talked about all those pieces before, but I just want to go through, and the only new part was talking to landowners on the top of the hill. So are we interested in going this direction? Of course, you'll notice Dave's piece that he doesn't have capacity right now to do it. If we want to do it in-house or contract out. Oh, the other thing about that bid is there isn't a base, so they only are getting paid when they actually do that. So if it rains all the time, they get a lot more mowing. If it doesn't rain, there isn't much mowing cost. And then the second piece is currently that is the property owner's responsibility. Do we want to set this up and then bill them? Someone. Do we know who does the dentistry they contracted out? Do we know? No, okay. So that's my background on this. Thoughts? The considerations are sitting on page 34.
So these are about 58 sections. Is that all of them? I mean,
Oh,
Yeah,
some businesses are doing it themselves already.
yes.
So if you're gonna go ahead and hire somebody to do all of downtown, they're not gonna have to do that anymore then. I'm assuming they're gonna get their section cut too.
I think that's the idea.
Right.
We just run through and do it all at one time.
So 58 sections is from where, 8th Avenue?
8th Avenue to the Gunflint Trail.
Okay, both sides of the highway?
Yep.
Okay.
now would we still have the park do their section up above though? No, oh, from 8th, never mind.
Yeah, they do from 8th west.
Right,
Yeah.
well,
Not
parts of it,
just
no,
pieces of it, mostly
Part.
not.
just on the park part.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is actually 8th East, right?
Right.
So I said it, okay.
Yep. That's the 58. So, okay.
Yeah, so on the maps that they've included, the orange highlight is the area that our staff currently mows and would continue to, potentially. That,
Library.
yeah, the library triangle, the triangles that are not adjacent to other properties.
Yeah.
But you can see that the pink highlighted section is just everything that's along the boulevard of Highway 61. So I didn't count the sections, but Saffron did.
Alright. So the idea would be, or one idea would be that we just have them do it all, and then we assess the various properties.
And some of them already are even using them currently. So they're already used to paying,
For them.
yeah,
Okay,
they're
for
paying
them.
that amount
Yeah.
already. How do you do that then when you have this? Do you just add it to like a current billing? Well, you can't, that's a PUC.
We can assess the cost of this to property owners. I'd say, we haven't had that conversation with any of them yet, so.
Right, I just wondered if we did, what would be the mechanics? Is that another issue that makes it? Or we don't know the mechanics of that?
I mean, we haven't done that yet here, so I'm only aware of the authority that we have in our code.
Good.
And it's talking about it as a special assessment, so that means a charge that's attached to someone's property tax bill. And I don't know if there's other ways to simplify that, but we haven't explored that yet.
Yeah, 'cause you wanna make this efficient.
Yeah.
And I certainly wouldn't want to all of a sudden make that at the end of a year.
That's how special assessments kind
Right.
of work right now, is we do
Well,
them one
that's
time a
fine.
year in September and they get added to a bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be the best mechanics for doing this, but that's where the authority lies right now. To do weed control, mowing, things like that. But again, we haven't had that conversation with any of these property owners yet.
Right, that's the whole point of this, is just to see where we're at and then start
Yeah.
that piece of it. And maybe we don't wanna, whatever, but now we have real numbers to make decisions with before we talked about this and have any cost ideas.
And certainly for those property owners that are currently paying for this is more efficient to do it all at once, and so their costs are gonna go down.
Any thoughts or questions?
So the next step would be to I guess, chat with the property owners and
Well,
tell them what we're thinking about doing. Do we have a,
I think first we have to decide if we want to do, would want to pursue this, and if we want it to be just the downtown, or if we want it all the way up. I mean, first we have to have our own vision,
yeah,
so.
I mean, I think doing the downtown section makes sense to me. If that's an area that we would want to have that done in.
Well, I can tell you that I used to mow my highway frontage until MinDOT made it much more difficult to do so by making it rockier, steeper, and with more woody, tough-looking plants in there. And then subsequently, I mowed it and I looked like the only one that was mowing it, so I kinda backed off, cause it was, one had a crew cut and the other one was growing wild, so.
That's the problem with a lot of it right now, and a lot of it's just weeds, it isn't even grass.
I don't know if they planted any grass, I mean,
Oh, they did.
I'm bad at mowing Mullins and,
A few times.
In these sections where there's sidewalk or trail, they sodded.
Mhm.
It's just, a lot of it didn't survive.
That was a bad year, it was
Yeah.
tough on the trees, it was just terrible. And then when they had watering trucks come up, it was a mess.
They got dry and died that one week.
Alright, so,
I take kind of a dim view of this overall.
as opposed to, having,
I mean, I understand when I look, when you see these long sections, say from Sister's Place all the way down to the stoplight, like last summer, it looked really tough. And then somebody got after it, looked a little better. Through downtown, I don't know that I found it too terrible looking, I mean, Buck's parking lot is mostly gravel.
well, they are
Yeah.
contracted.
Library
Together,
yard
Tom.
looks good most of the time.
Well, the city does that,
Right.
but they're contracted across the
Right.
street, so they are having it done, as opposed to people who aren't, which makes a difference, you notice.
Yeah, and then up the hill, going up the hill towards Duluth, it's the deer fencing and the bike trail and the rock formations and stuff, and then the lumber yard and yada yada. Forest Service,
I noticed,
I don't know how to tackle it.
I noticed at the top of the hill, a lot of that grass on the inside of the boulevard is gone. It's just dirt. There's nothing, not even weeds coming out when you get up at the top of the hill. I don't know if bikes go, they pass each other and wear it down, I don't know, but there's not much left, except some
Snow
weeds.
plowing too.
Oh,
Yeah,
putting the stuff on it, maybe on
Just-
salt.
Just
Running a machine over it.
Well, this is way over closer to the trail side, not the road side.
Yeah, but we're plowing that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they're-
right.
They're
that's
skinning off the
sorry.
edge of the sidewalk,
yeah.
you know, anything that was growing, that's why I say it's tough for me to care much about it, because it's dirt clods and metal stakes that pop up and rocks and stuff, I mean, it's not as nice as it was before they did the work.
That's interesting. I would agree, it looks like a mess, and I wish we didn't have all that grass, which isn't really grass anymore, but we do, and we gotta figure out something. But, so do you see a difference between the downtown and the upper area? Is that what you're trying to say, or no?
You can You
I guess
really want
I see the downtown area, the business area as being distinctly different than heading east or west out of town.
So focus more on the downtown, if anything. Craig?
Well, I used to mow all mine on both the lots I had. I didn't expect the city to do it. I mean, you know, but anyway, I just know, like, and some people do, a lot of businesses do their own thing and some decide not to. So, if we go this route, we're just gonna pay somebody to do all of it. Or, I don't know, I'm just thinking what tools you have in the box to say, hey, we want our boulevards looking nice, we spent, I don't know, $20-30 million on this highway project. It's nice to make it look nice. And the reason we have the boulevards and newly planted trees and those things is we don't want that all to weed over, you know, obviously. So, you think it would help to maybe promote a little help on the side of it as a landowner to mow, you know, to mow this piece of land that they own that happens to be a new grass area, and if they decide they don't want to, then we mow it and bill them for what we do. I don't know, I mean, there's things like that for cities that don't get sidewalks. They expect landowners to shovel their sidewalks, and if they don't, the city do it, but then they get billed for it.
Yeah, I used to have.
And I'm not trying to make this like mean or anything, but I'm just saying, you know, a lot of people are already mowing it, and a lot of people are already paying other people to mow it, whether they do it themselves or hire somebody. But not everybody, but it's not that many that aren't. So, you know, I'm just thinking maybe a little communication to say, hey, we would like this to look nice. Do you have a way to do this or get this done? Maybe they don't. I don't know, but if they do, maybe they'll do it. We just haven't made the ask, I guess.
I think we have, actually made the ask. I think we've done that, try to do that work of encourage. And I think that it's one of those examples of you can see people's opinion real clearly by what the boulevard looks like as to where they're at on it. We could certainly try again. And I think we have some partners that might be willing to help with that conversation. You know, that's more of a business community type issue sometimes to talk about beautification, and there might be a group that could help with that. But in the end, the encouragement gets to the, if you don't do it, we'll do it and send you a bill. That's, I mean, that, even you described that process, that's kind of what you'd have to be ready to do. Expect the folks that are not mowing now, most of them probably aren't gonna mow.
I think like I feel somewhere in between on this, that we could put this offer forward. Cause part of it is you can mow on Monday, you can mow 10 days later, and you end up with sort of that same impact again, or unless you kind of go through and you're on the same schedule, it doesn't necessarily look good. But it wouldn't hurt to go back and say, can you deal with this? And then here we can help you because we can, you know, get this rate and make sure it's done if that's part of the issue, whatever. We could offer that up as part of the solution, but in a positive way, and see. Because as we all know, and like Craig was saying, there's plenty of people who are already contracting to get this done. So they'd be a net on this anyways. And I agree, downtown to me feels like the main focus of this. You know, like you said, we planted trees, we put places for people to sit. We're in theory supposed to have some art being installed along there at some times, I don't know.
There's art already there?
Well, there are some, but they're not all the way out, you know, maybe there's other places up and down that whole corridor that might appreciate some, I don't know, but was supposed to have a focal point to it, like Craig said, and so I think it does feel different. And maybe that's the in-between is saying, you know, we can offer this part to make it easier for you to take care of that if that's a problem. I mean, I know not everybody keeps a lawnmower handy, nor do they always have the staff to run out and do that in your busiest time of year. So, I don't know. Does that sound like kind of a in-between on what you're saying?
You know, I was just figuring out, it's 1160,
Per lot.
It's $20 a section,
it's
there's 58 sections.
$20 a section.
I don't know what a section means, and
That's what
so
I'm saying, how many feet is
it'd be
it?
hard to say for sure that that's $20 per property owner, because I don't know how many property
Some
owners
people
there
are more
are.
proper than others, but it's
Yeah,
it's
some of them
still,
there's nothing to mow, some are not, but it's a simple, just back of the napkin, this is to offer something like this that we're making people. We could put that communication together and say, we've asked for this price, it would cost this, we'd estimate this many times in the summer. We'll coordinate everything and send you a bill one time. See
Yeah, like-
who's in and who's not.
yeah, I mean, yeah, once a week, so you got June, July, August, it kinda slows down, and then rain. So aid, so for a couple $100 per
Per season.
section, you get all your grass mowed on the boulevard. You know what I'm saying?
Some people are gonna say no to that, but
Yeah, well,
a lot of people are gonna think
a lot
that's
of
a good
people are
deal.
gonna go, hey, that's a heck of a deal, come on in.
Or either it's savings or it's a net, right? You thought maybe this was cheaper than the individuals who are already?
Well, I don't, you had an idea of what Visit Cook County was paying for those two sections, and I thought it was more than
Then,
$40.
well, I think we would need to get that detailed so people could have an estimate, you know, like,
Yeah.
I have this much and you have that much and, you know, kind of narrow that in for them a little bit more.
Yeah.
To do that so they could actually know, but I think the key to this is you aren't paying a base cost regardless, right? It isn't like you pay this either way. You pay
Yeah.
like a farmer and if it rains a lot or if it doesn't rain a lot,
Yeah.
that makes a difference. Does that sound like an okay first step to
Yeah, I mean,
something
yeah.
that we
Yeah,
have?
but where did this even come from? We haven't had any kind of preliminary discussion about
Oh,
something like this.
sorry you missed, we have. That might have been before you
Yeah.
joined us. This has been on the radar for a little while. Was that 2 years ago we were first?
Right after
I'm
that
sure it
time-
was right after Highway 61 was
Right
reconstructed.
after that time, we started talking about
Yeah,
it.
so I'd say 2022 for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we heard it loud and clear because people were disappointed about the grass going. They were certainly worried about all the trees that weren't.
Well, people were worrying about a dime, now we're worrying about
Yeah.
getting it cut. So it's like,
Making progress.
yeah, we're making progress.
And what was it, 2 years it was under warranty? How
Yeah,
long was that? That we couldn't touch it, it was up to,
The trees more than the grass, but yeah.
okay. So for a while we watched it, but we couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And we watched those watering trucks come at the dumbest times and
yeah, yeah.
it was not pretty.
Um,
Alright. So, can we make a motion to fine tuning the dollar amounts and then making a positive polite contact and offer to the businesses involved in the downtown section for this?
Yeah.
You wanna make a motion on that?
I would support what you said.
Okay, a second on that? Alright, I'm gonna second that.
I was just thinking,
Oh, alright.
no, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, for me personally, it's like, it's your land, take care of it. Cut it. It's your town, it's your city. We need to, if everybody thought that way, we wouldn't be talking about this, but.
Yeah.
Or we cut it, we do it. Saffron or whoever bid this, obviously, she's looking at 58 sections, she knows how many feet of cutting she's gotta do. So that's how she calculated her prices. And if you're gonna do it that way, I mean, we can relay that information to people that don't wanna do it. And we'll do it for you, and this is how it's gonna get done. I guess, I don't know.
But we prefer, but we're going to go the first positive approach first.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Craig, it's like shoveling, mowing those boulevards,
Yeah.
that's been the deal. But, and I think the other variable to this is the fact that, like you said, we did all this work on Highway 61 and we wanted to.
And I would love to just say, Dave, take over this, get this done, we'll do it the same day every week. But you know what? He doesn't have the manpower, and the city doesn't have the manpower, and they're short on help already in that department, so, you know, to take a whole day basically to probably do all of that, not counting the weed whacking and the other stuff that goes with that.
Yeah, I think he estimated 12
Yeah.
hours, 12
Yeah.
labor hours to do this,
For all of it?
for all of it.
Yeah. So, one long day with one employee.
I mean, that's probably 2 employees, 1 full day.
Yeah, that's another really good point, I'm glad you brought that up, because it's just more than they really need to be taking on right now. And that business is super efficient, they've got all the tools right now, they unload their truck, they go
Right.
in and out, and they do a really good job of that.
To get it all done at one time, it's definitely more efficient to hire a crew. Our staff, even if we had enough staff to do this, their main responsibilities are in the campground, and they can't really take a day off of that and go do other things. And so we could do it, we could certainly figure out how to do it if you wanted us to, but not quite as efficient for us.
Well, I really don't think that is the park's responsibility, I'm not gonna do it.
Well, no, I'm not saying it is, but most people that
No, I
drive,
know you're not.
most people that drive into a town and see beautiful planters and beautiful those landscape boulevards and stuff like that, they're assuming the city's doing all that work, right? Yeah, I mean, not always the case,
Right.
or the garden club or somebody's doing a lot of this work through volunteers or whatever it might be. But I agree with most people in here, like, right now I look at a big orange cone sitting next to a P.O. box drop-off thing at the corner of the old post office,
Mhm.
I don't know why that orange cone is there, is there a street light missing or
No.
something?
There sure is.
Okay, so it's covering up that base?
Yeah.
Okay. But the dandelions are like that high, so I mean, that's just one thing I see, you know, it's like part of it.
Well, another thing I see when I drive through town is a permanent parking lot along Highway 61 with about 24 cars. And that doesn't look real hot either.
No, it's accumulating again, a little bit.
Oh, distraction, yeah. Our winter action semi worked better summer. It only affects the winter.
We can control that though if we want. I mean,
Yeah,
we
you
have-
make those rules.
Mhm.
We have.
Can. And we have had comments from the other business owners who aren't very happy with it, not going on, so. We can put that back on the agenda.
So,
So what are the bounds of what you're pitching here? Is it just the business district now?
Yeah.
From where to where?
Yeah, let's get that real specific. That's a good
From-
idea.
8th Avenue to Gunflint?
That was the original concept. Did you wanna modify that?
Well, the rec park, they're already mowing west up to what point?
We have a map in here that'll show you the stuff that we're mowing, so on the west edge,
Oh,
We
the
mow.
bright orange?
on the way up the hill that's along the city-owned property, and then we mow in front of the city's public works garage,
Okay,
and that's all that we do.
And when you're saying Gunflint, you mean the new Gunflint?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
The new
So,
Gunflint,
that's
yes.
lunch.
It's 25 years old.
we already do the old Gunflint, that's called the library
Yeah.
parking lot.
Can you believe
The
that?
library yard.
Alright, so, eighth, yeah, that seems right.
Because one thought might be that some of that section on the way out to the Gunflint looks a lot more like the top of the hill than the downtown. Because there's yards and space and people.
In our side, there's no real yard. The south side potentially.
Yeah.
Cause then we're also looking at government entities too.
Well, why don't you, we'll include that whole section, Gunflint Trail to 8th Avenue West. And we're asking for feedback.
Yeah, and
When
then,
we get it, we can reconvene on this conversation.
See what kind of feedback we get, okay.
and we need them to be clear about our priorities, which is, you know, like Craig said, the downtown area, we feel a special importance to trying to keep that looking nice and also having it all done at one time for the look part of it and also for efficiencies. It's just more efficient to come through there and have it done by. Anything else about that part of it that you communicate? All right, thank you all very much.
Hey, you had a motion on that.
Oh, motion. So all in favor of the plan as described with communication to our business owners for services between 8th Avenue West and the new quote-unquote Gunflint Trail. So,
Who seconded it?
Tracy did.
Aye.
Alright,
This is to look into it further, right?
communicate to them that this is what we'd like to do.
well, let's get feedback from businesses and just see, hey, if everybody chips in, this whole thing is done and it looks nice. I mean, you own the land, right?
Right.
I mean, except technically state right away owns some of it, but still own the land, you know. I don't know.
Well, is it a yes or no?
Yeah. Here.
Well, I mean, we're not going forward with hiring and starting this next week.
No.
We're
No.
There's communication.
Yeah, they're just reaching out.
starting the conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, that is new business. Reports, administrator report.
Not included in your consent agenda this week, but would have been added if I got it just a little bit earlier, is new part-time employees hiring at the Gunflint Hill Golf Course, which we're super excited about. So please hire Lisa Furlong as a part-time clubhouse attendant, Brian Sari as a part-time clubhouse attendant, and Jack Dragswick as a part-time golf course laborer.
We need a motion.
I would make a motion to approve the slate of candidates that we have here now, or hires, I guess.
Second, thank you.
I'll second it.
All right, any further discussion, questions? No? All in favor of the slate of candidates for the golf course?
Aye.
Aye,
Alright,
thank you very much.
And I'll just pass the baton right there.
Really?
I think there's lots of other things that other folks are gonna talk about and I won't have to.
Way to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had mine. You had it. Oh, this is planning, so,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No library.
not yet.
Yeah, I think we have good news on the concerns of the AER tonight.
Great.
The lion's share of it.
Okay. Craig?
yeah, I have a bunch of meetings here. find my, park board meeting on Tuesday. Golf report, league starting this week. There's a North Shore Federal Credit Union tournament also. I can't remember, did we get the new golf carts or aren't they here yet?
I'm not sure if they're here yet.
Yeah, I don't think they're here yet, but we have some new golf carts coming, which would be nice. North Point has been bringing up younger kids every Monday to golf, and he's seeing some repeat business from the youth, which is kind of nice. Let's see. May was down a little bit because of the weather, obviously, but not down as much as I thought it was gonna be, only 4%, which is nice. So considering that, we're hoping we can make up around June, July, and August to get back up to projected levels of occupancy. The picnic pavilion had power at it, but now we found out there's a electrical line under the road that we just paved that's broken. So we're gonna put off fixing that until at a later time. We may have to cut across that new pavement and pull a new line through there. It's just basically probably a 12 2 with ground type NM wire that runs. It's not a conduit or anything, it just runs to the pavilion. But we haven't had anybody ask for electricity at the pavilion. Most people bring a grill or they use the grates that we have down there anyway, so. We have a vacant seat on the park board. Matthew Brown resigned. He moved out of the city limits of Grand Marais, so he's not on the park board now. So we do have one open seat for the park board if anybody wants to get involved. We have a Pride celebration in Harbor Park Saturday the 13th and a wooden boat show at the marina on Saturday the 20th, and the Lutsen 99er is Saturday the 27th of June. All of those are June dates. Let's see, we did also talk about securing. This is something we have to do in order to proceed with securing our Greater Minnesota Regional Parks and Trails Commission Legacy Grant. We need to complete a state historic preservation review as part of the requirement to fulfill this legacy grant. And what that means is we have to hire somebody that can look at the areas that we're going to disturb the soil, where the sign location is going to be, and what's the other spot? Oh, where the bathhouse is going to be built.
Yeah.
So we have a Duluth Archaeology Center that's going to do that work. We had 2 bids. They were considerably less, half the price. So we went with them to get that work done.
20 grand.
Yeah, we had 2 bids, 16,600 and another one 8,900. So this one will cost 8,900.
8,900 is nice.
To do that. What else are we talking about? Docks are fixed. That got bent in that ice storm we had.
Oh yeah, were they able to like bend them back?
Yeah, we had some of the metal work fixed by local gentlemen, and then we got a few new floats that had to go in underneath. I don't think we had to buy any new sections.
I don't think so either. We also didn't have to bring a big crane down there.
Yeah, we didn't need a big crane either, so we saved quite a bit of money there, so.
But it would have been cool.
There was a crane in town we could have used. I saw that go through town and I saw it go the other way. I thought, oh, we could have borrowed that thing for, or, paid for it and got it, but. Okay, the other, meeting we just had a, PUC meeting just prior to this meeting today. Items on the agenda were the sanitary sewer cleaning and televising. We're gonna gonna get 10,000 feet of that done for our, if I can find that.
Oh, is that when you bring the cameras in?
What's that?
When you bring the cameras in?
Yeah,
It's mostly the cleaning that we want done, but also the televising, so we know if there's any
take a look at
maintenance
the
needs.
clay tiles and any roots growing in things that are disturbing. We can figure those things out and get those things fixed if we need. We need, we had 3 bids for that, and fortunately enough, we ended up getting somebody who's already gonna be up doing something.
We hired them to
Else?
do a project lining the sewer line on Fourth Avenue west of Fourth Street.
Right.
They also do this, and so it's a
They'll do this
price
too,
break.
saving us about $11,000. And with that bid will be $18,700, in conjunction with the lining project that they're doing. So that'd be kinda good to get that stuff done. Then we had a discussion about, septic and gray water rate. That G&G charges us,
Oh, is that what, didn't you come?
that we charge them for dumping in our plant. And then there's, some things have changed here a little bit because, currently we're not accepting the industrial water from the ponds, from MPNL and,
Cleveland.
Cleveland Cliffs. There's 2 ponds that belong to 2 separate entities out in Taconite Harbor. G&G Septic has been hauling that water in, and then they haul our stuff that we need to get hauled to Duluth out. So now there's not a backhaul for him, so he's readjusted some of his rates that he's charging us. Therefore, we're readjusting some rates that we have to adjust for him to make up the difference. So it's just passing on rates. He's got to pass on some rate increases to his customers, so on and so forth. Anyway, the other thing we talked about was leachate testing concept that we're putting together to see if we can put a plan in motion to test for basically the parts per million of God, I can't think.
We had about 50 or 60 different tests. that
Yeah,
were
there's
included.
different, the main item though is the mercury, but there's other items that we're probably gonna test for on this. So we wanna put that plan into motion and notify the people involved with another meeting next week with MPCA and Grand Portage and ourselves. To talk about that concept of testing that we can do at our facility. And then look at how that's gonna move forward in the future. I mean, that's all we can do with that right about, and at this point, we can't make a decision yet, but I'm confident that we can at least put together a program where we're doing the testing, we're doing it right, and what numbers we get will dictate, you know, the future of what we've been doing or, you know, or not doing anymore. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like it's up in the air right now, sort of. But we'll put a plan together and we're working on that.
Well, it's nice to get that additional set of requirements just for contrast. Was that Sherco?
Yeah, the city of Becker accepts leachate at their wastewater facility from the Sherco coal plant, which SIMP is a part owner of. And so we got to look at that contract and see, well, what are their requirements, what are they testing for?
What are you testing for?
Cause it's gotta be somewhat similar, right? Material?
Well,
Well, we're
it's
testing.
hard to say.
Okay.
I don't know, we're testing leachate out of ponds that haven't been. Well, we've been treating it for 20 years, so I'm just saying, they've been inactive for quite a while.
But the same materials in them,
It's
they're just a
yeah.
holding pond of the
True.
same
coal
materials.
ash from burning coal.
So it's this, it
Yeah, I
means
don't
to
know
have the
what
same issues.
Sherco's doing, is that those ponds active, or they keep dumping sediment, I don't know.
Yeah, and there could be lots of other things included from that site too, because it is an active site, so we don't.
It's not our site, but I mean, it's a comparison.
Yeah,
It's just helpful.
But we did get, at least, we did get testing, or G&G Septic provided us with testing from Cliffs. Is this from both ponds or just from the Cliff? This is just from the Cliffs pond.
Yeah.
This is testing that they've done 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, 3 times a year. And with the results were parts per trillion. So we have those numbers, and we're gonna ask for more numbers, and we're gonna provide numbers to ourselves on what we're doing at our plant, and then moving forward, how does that affect us, these numbers, and we can, I don't know, I don't wanna say a trial run, but we could feasibly, take the product again, but at least know where our numbers are going in and going out, so that we're comfortable with that, or not comfortable with that. We have to abide by a permit that we have, and also think ahead in the future of what we have to do to that plant for repairs and stuff like that, so.
will we,
It's a long subject, it was a long meeting, but we talked about it, and it's a good thing that we all talked about it, so.
so yeah, it's a lot of details
Yeah.
and all of that. Are there different testing schedules between Minnesota Power and Cleveland Cliffs?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
two completely
Totally
different.
unrelated, they do things completely
Yeah.
unrelated, okay.
Yeah, they're
That's what I
different,
thought
we
we
don't, I
asked.
don't know what the other facility, this is Cliff's data. So. Anyway, that was our meeting, I think that was everything, wasn't it? Yeah.
They might, we're looking at scheduling another PAC meeting mid-month, this month, to just stay on top of that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting into July. So. That's all I got.
Alright, thank you. I went to, so did Mike, went to the groundbreaking for the work at the Cook County Schools. So I spoke at that for the groundbreaking and threw a gold shovel of dirt, load of dirt in the ground and wore a fun hat.
And Amanda said you did great. She said
Yep.
it was such an awesome speech.
Thank you.
Talking about all of her friends and what they're up to now in a way that, yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, very nice.
Kind of interesting, someone said, how did you have time to research that? And honestly, I didn't, it was just people we know. I didn't, it was just like, no, that's just a little mini sampling of the cool and different things people have done from here. I'm sure you got classmates, you go, wow, look what they did, and yeah, it's kind of fun. Then this morning we had our meeting with Stantec for Boulder Park project, in the St. Lawrence Great Lakes City Initiative group. So that project is now concluded. They're gonna make just a couple little minor tweaks to the final plans they have for us. And so we can put that maybe on the agenda for next week.
Yeah,
Or
we'll have
next
a
week or
report we can
next time.
send around and look at together.
Yeah, look at that. So that was nice, and they are well aware that we have our bigger project coming up with the Coast Guard and the rest of that space, and they'd love to help and be part of that, so that's, a lot of the reason we did this. But we learned they did a lot of, they pulled existing data around wave action and water depths and, storm things
They
besides.
they did a lot of great science about lake levels and waves depending upon the wind speed and direction, and they've got a lot of data about what you should expect in 5 or 10 or 25-year storms, and what the lake level high and low has been, and what that then translates into wave overtopping of whatever we build on the inside of the harbor.
And recognizing the comments like you've made, but Bill, but also soil and water about spawning areas there, and putting that into consideration with their plan too. So we have something to just add as we make that larger project. So that was nice. This coming Monday, June, I don't know if we passed this up, it was in the e-news. At the public open house for the Tag Harbor project down at Schroeder Town Hall from 4 to 7. Everyone's welcome. People from the advisory committee will be doing the presenting a lot of it. And you can go to the EDA's website. They have a section just for the Tappan Harbor project. Everything is there if you don't want to drive to shore but you're curious. The HR semi-mini group, we had another interview for the manager assistant. And then we have a second coming in on Friday, which I unfortunately have to miss, but yes, it's very good. Mike had a meeting with HRA and EDA and county around the potential housing project at the top of the hill in front of the wastewater, which we talked about briefly last meeting. But I got a real current update from Jeff Brand. The communication has been sent out, and now they are in the process of looking for a different developer for that, staying focused on the fact that this grant, the state really wants us not to lose and take advantage of in a timely manner, and we want that too. So we're moving ahead with that, or they are. This project will really, obviously the city has, it's our property and it's sitting in city limits, but the action and the movement and getting this happening is really that responsibility of the HRA. So they will be moving forward on that. The EDA just holds the grant. And then it's my current understanding that the Mayhew project is still in a semi-pause mode, in case anyone's wondering or asking.
I'm curious.
Well, the June 1st start date
That was 2 days ago.
was 2 days ago, and I know they're working really hard on getting started, and hopefully we'll be successful in the near future. But one of the things that they told us was they'll give us a 30-day notice before construction's going to start, so that we have time to finish the conversations we've been having with some of the neighbors about the impacts they should expect on their property. So before that happens, they're going to need to provide you with a site plan that shows where things are going to be and a schedule that talks about when certain activities are going to occur. So you're going to get a crack at this because they need your permission to use some of the public spaces around the building. We haven't finished that conversation yet, so you'll know more when it is available to know.
And of course, beyond business owners, our various summer event groups have also, they're trying to plan and need to know too, so.
So the art colony is probably going to relocate to the west. They've been on the block in front of Spinelli's and the block in front of, on the other side of Broadway. And now they're going to do the 2 blocks west of First instead. So they made that decision in the last week, and because mostly because of the construction, potential for disruption with construction activity, but also for other reasons they thought they wanted to do that, so. Now they have to pivot, and so I expect to see that on your agenda next meeting as well, because they're gonna want us to look at closing a portion of the dead end Second Avenue West to keep folks out of that area. Yeah. But when we have a map and a schedule, which wasn't gonna happen today, then you'll get it on your agenda.
Yeah, we kinda did that because we have events coming up. You know, Fisherman's Picnic and,
Yeah, so the fish pick, I think, Pete actually has started to ask those questions about what's gonna happen here, and we really need to be able to talk to folks about that. But it's not ready yet.
okay.
That's it? That's all adjourned and caboodle, yes, thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ken.